So another Andy B 2-minute video. I'm going to squint over there to read some off my screen. The world is shaking. The enemy is shouting. But God is still in control. God is still sovereign. This was a chat I was having with a lady called Beth who writes a really, really good blog. She lives in the States and her blog is Lessons from a Lab. And it's a really, really good blog. Go and seek that out. I'll put a link to it at the bottom. Now, we were talking about one of my posts that I'd written, and it struck me that actually around us we see the world shaking, and it's something I'd said in an Andy B video, and it struck me. I am reminded of a sermon by Andy Hawthorne, who heads up the Message Trust, formerly member of the Worldwide Message Tribe band up in Manchester. And he was talking, he was in this sermon and saying the world is shaking and people are wondering what's going on. Why is it all going wrong? Why is there fear? Why is there this? Why is there that? And the world is shaking. And his simple answer was, because we need Jesus. And in his sermon, he says we took our foot off the gas, and as churches, we've kind of stepped back, and actually we need to step back in again. As I look ahead to the energy crisis, it is terrifying. Most of my Andy B videos this week have touched on that in some extent. It's a really scary time. Connect Radio yesterday, Leslie from Agape, which is a ministry, was on with Gareth from The Breakfast Show, and they offer people to have prayer, because if they're worried about that here in the UK, then reach out to Connect Radio. They'll put you in touch with Agape, and confidentially, they will pray for you. Really, really good. We'll link to that as well. But here's the thing. While the world is shaking and we're thinking, what do we do? How do we cope? How do we get through this? We have access to a voice of peace, because that peace has a name. That name is Jesus Christ. As things shake around us as churches, I see the energy crisis as a really good opportunity for churches to get off their backsides, quite frankly, get out into the community and do some good. Rather than sitting back and waiting for people to come into church, which is never a great evangelistic tool, let's get out into the communities, churches, church leaders, church members. Encourage people in your churches to do some good. Here's a freebie idea for you. I've been in church ministry. I know what the pressures are. Here's a simple one. Heat your church building. Invite the local community in. Put on food for them. Tell them, switch off the heating at home. Come and have a hot meal in your church. There's a simple thing you can do. Won't cost you a great deal en masse. You can do that. Let them bring their own sandwiches if you want to bypass all the kitchen cooking regulations. There's so much we can do as Christians. Let's not see this in fear and panic. As the world shakes, God is in control. So reach out to the people around you. Just a thought.